good. Let's try it again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, that was better. Okay. Tell me something good. You know, we always start off with that. Who has something interesting, good, fun to report? Seriously?
I went on vacation for 9 days, and it's the first time that I've done it since I've been in business and didn't let work interrupt it at all. And all I wanted is to have a vacation like Reagan Thorpe took a couple weeks ago.
I know she worked on her vacation a teeny bit.
I took one call from a client. You know who that is?
Oh, I do.
And that was it.
So you were going for 19
weeks.
days though, weren't
Yeah,
you?
she was.
So one call and that's understandable.
Well, I know that.
There you go, the team.
So I owe mine to Patty Keller. She took, I don't know if she's here yet, but Patty took care of like anything that I had coming in. So.
And that's a great way to do it when you go on vacation, yes? I'm proud, that's awesome.
I have another way to do it.
Richard.
So I went to Buffalo, New York,
Uh-huh.
and saw Niagara Falls this past weekend. Took the kids and all that. And I had plans on working, but my phone fell into the water.
Oh.
Not into the falls.
Oh, okay.
It was on the side, and
Okay.
it actually shut down for the weekend. So as I was working,
So you couldn't.
I couldn't work.
Right.
So that's one way to do it.
Right. Okay. Cool. What else, JD?
Dory, we have a unique opportunity to help a certain KW alumni past team leader. I was asked to announce on September 10th. We think the buyer will come from this office. Robin's Townhome will be available. Those of you know where she lives, right there at the corner of Star and North Druid. It's top unit, largest ever sold. 3 outdoor spaces, beautiful condition for $500. Bring a buyer. It'll be available to start showing September 10th.
Awesome.
How many bedrooms?
Oh, that
Three
comes from our
bedroom,
office.
3.5 bath.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anybody else? Anything else good, new? We're not going bad. We're going good, interesting, nothing? Come on.
I got something.
Yeah, Marlon.
Fortunately, it's starting to get cool, and as a home inspector, the basement and the attics are a little bit cooler than they have been most of the summer, so that's always great for the home inspection industry. The weather.
Not this week, though. It's supposed to be 96.
Yeah, but it's been some cool spells here.
Okay.
I tell you, those attics can get really hot, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Good. First closings, first contracts, first. Vince, you have nothing for me?
So, Tina is in our office, Tina Wing, and she is in Ignite right now. She's not here today because she's dual career, but she's got her first closing today and she hasn't even finished Ignite yet.
Yeah, yes. Go Tina. Awesome. All right, we will move on. Since you don't want to play my game with me. I have to press start. Can you just do it for me?
Oh wait, sorry, Dory, I have one more thing.
Yes.
I did my first full 100.
Awesome. Good job. Awesome. And what came out of that Bowl 100?
19 leads and referrals.
How many?
19.
Okay, guys, if you're not listening, listen. Vince did his first Bold 100. How many leads came out of it?
19 leads and referrals, and it took me from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., but I'm willing to do that.
And.
Did I say but?
And.
Oh my god.
You're allowed to correct me too when I say that. Yes, awesome. Great job. Great job. Please turn off your phones. If it rings during team meeting, it's $50 to KW Cares. We appreciate you all. Welcome, Charlie.
Hello. I'm Charlie Pollard. I'm a closing attorney with McCloud Heller. Charlie at mmhfirm.com if you ever need help with anything. Two quick little tips today. One, we're in the middle of tax bills coming out. You always want to double check when you get an ALTA settlement statement for one of your clients to look and make sure the prorations are perfect, the taxes are on there. Sometimes they don't make it on there, but make sure that they're on there. But we're kind of in a unique situation right now because Fulton County, a lot of the county tax bills are out, but some of the cities' bills are not out. For instance, Roswell's not out. So you're going to see like a credit from the seller on one item and a credit from the buyer on the other item. So we're kind of in a weird tax time right now. So double check those prorations when you get those from the closing attorneys on the taxes. The other little tip I've got, the community, the CAD disclosure, the Community Association disclosure. There was an update this year, and we've all gone through it. Well, one little thing that came up, actually Michael Hermans had this come up with a deal this past week. The whole thing is that, if the seller doesn't disclose an initiation fee or an assessment in the initial disclosure, they're on the hook for it at closing if something does come back on the HOA letter. But what happened in this situation was about a week before the closing, the buyer found out, I think through the lender, that there was there. Now there's a there that the seller could have maybe tried to correct that, but it doesn't work like that. So I'm going to read the important part right here out of the disclosure. This is the seller warranty. This is why it's always very, very important when you have a seller, when you have an HOA, to make sure you double check and know whose story is on the assessments. It says the seller warrants that the seller has accurately and fully disclosed all transfer and initiation fees and special assessments to the buyer. If any of the fees or assessments referenced herein are putting your seller on the hook for what the story really is. So it can be a lot of money. So it's something to double check when there's an HOA on your listings. That's all I've got for you.
So what's the remedy, Charlie? The seller can refuse to pay, the buyer can get out of the contract and his earnest money back.
Yeah.
Can't force the seller to pay.
If you close, the seller's paying for it. There's really no way around it unless there's some sort of amendment.
What about if the seller disclosed that the HOA fees were incorrect, and then you have an HOA / a seller that's not responding, and the closing letter comes back after diligence that the HOA fees actually more than you thought it was? Is there any remedy there?
The seller's got to pay for it. Yeah.
But just for that month, right? Like the HOA fee.
Well, it's really, the thing that really catches, it's really initiation fees is the sticker. Because a lot of times it happens where people have been in the community for a long time, and maybe when they forgot there was one, or there wasn't one when they bought one, and things have changed. That's happened a lot. But that's why it's always good to double check and make sure that your seller, as a listing agent, your seller has to contact the company to make sure they know what the story is.
So on the buyer side of the HOA fee, though, say they say it's $400, but you get
It'd be like a monthly.
Yeah, and you get it back and it's $500. Is that remedy for the buyer?
The monthly is not doesn't get
okay.
That first month may fall on this, but going forward, no. It's more about the assessments, the big ticket items at the onset there.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Hey Charlie, I have a situation right now.
Speak up so we can all hear you.
So I have a situation now where my seller has contacted the HOA to get the fees, and the HOA said that they're not party to the contract and they refuse to give any information, and so my seller doesn't have that information.
Well, that's kind of a cop-out. I mean, if they're someone who's paying, I think the only thing
they're not signing anything.
That's a bad answer for them to give, obviously, but if I was them, I would contact the president of the HOA. Maybe that person can push the button.
She contacted the president and referred her back to the property management company. And so they are telling her she should pay for a condo questionnaire.
Well, you do have
to get the answers that she wants.
Well, that on the condo questionnaire, that is a fee, and is usually the buyer pays for that to have happen.
Which is not on the contract.
What you could do for that though is to have the seller pay for it to get the answer, and then get reimbursed at the closing for it.